Part 1. The Foundation. Chapter 2. Idea Generation and Validation. You're sitting. Perhaps you're scrolling through a news feed or drinking coffee or just staring out the window. And then, a click. A thought flashes in your mind. What if? Or, it would be great if. That's the spark. Maybe tiny, barely noticeable. Or perhaps it's a bright beam that won't let you rest. This spark is your startup idea. And it's invaluable. Because it's ideas, born from observation, curiosity, and a desire to make the world a better place, that lead to something truly great. This chapter is about how to find these sparks, how to fan them into a flame, and how to ensure that this flame can not just burn, but also illuminate the path to success. Where to find ideas for the American market? Many people think that to have a brilliant idea, you need to be a genius. That's not true. Geniuses are those who see the world differently and ask questions that others ignore. Ideas surround us everywhere. We just need to learn to notice them. Solving pain points. Find what annoys people. The most successful startups are born from pain. Not physical pain, of course, though that sometimes applies. Hello, healthcare startups. We're talking about pain points, problems, inconveniences, frustrations that people face daily. Consider what annoys you: long queues, complicated forms, slow internet, an inconvenient app, delayed delivery. What do your friends, family, and colleagues complain about? Listen closely. Perhaps their complaints are whispers of future business opportunities. Where do people lose time, money, or their temper? This could be anything, from finding parking to filling out tax returns. Real-life example. Many years ago, people faced enormous inconveniences trying to hail a taxi. Calls, waiting on the street, uncertainty about the price. This was a huge pain point. And someone once thought, what if I could summon a car with a single tap on my phone, see it on a map, and know the price beforehand? Thus was born the idea that transformed into a company that revolutionized the entire transportation industry. It's not magic. It's simply solving an obvious problem. Another, more modern example, healthcare. Imagine the bureaucracy, the time spent scheduling appointments, getting lab results, or sending documents. Each of these moments is a pain point, waiting for a solution. Startups offering online booking, telemedicine, or digital medical records aren't reinventing the wheel. They are simply eliminating pain, making our lives easier. The same applies to education. Inconvenient online platforms, lack of personalized approach, or logistics, delivery delays, lack of tracking transparency. The deeper you understand the problem, the stronger your solution will be. Your assignment: grab a notebook and throughout the day, jot down everything that causes you even the slightest irritation or inconvenience. At the end of the day, analyze the list. Perhaps an idea for your first million is hidden among them. Improving existing solutions. Innovation through iterations. Sometimes you don't need to invent something entirely new. It's enough to make that something better, faster, cheaper, or more convenient. Many successful companies emerged not because they created something completely novel, but because they improved upon what already existed. What can be simplified? Sometimes a product is too complex or has excessive functionality. What can be made cheaper? Accessibility is a powerful factor. What can be made more convenient or pleasant to use? Design, user experience, UX, these are enormous values. What can be automated? Routine tasks are ideal targets for automation. Let's take music as an example. Once there were vinyl records, then cassettes, then CDs. Each time it was an improvement on the existing format. More compact, more portable, higher quality. Then came iTunes, which simplified buying and organizing music. And then Spotify, which offered a completely new model: access to all music for a fixed monthly fee. Spotify didn't invent music. It improved the way it was consumed, eliminating the pain of buying each track individually. It made the process more convenient and accessible. This is a continuous process of iterations, successive improvements. If you see that a product or service already exists but has obvious drawbacks, that's your opportunity. Think about how you can eliminate these shortcomings, offer something new, or simply do the same thing but with a twist. Current technological and social trends. Ride the wave of the future. Have you noticed how some companies seem to catch the wave? They appeared at the right time, with the right product. This isn't always luck. Often, it's the ability to see emerging trends and predict how they will change the world. We are currently living in an era of rapid technological and social shifts. Here are just a few that open up immense opportunities. Artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning. These technologies are no longer science fiction. They are changing everything, from how we search for information to how diseases are diagnosed or finances are managed. Startups using AI to automate routines, personalize experiences, or analyze vast amounts of data are riding the crest of the wave. For example, AI can help optimize logistics, predict demand for goods, or even create personalized learning programs. Biotechnology and healthcare. With the advancement of genetics, cellular engineering, and new treatment methods, incredible prospects are opening up. Personalized medicine, digital health monitoring solutions, new drugs, and therapies. This is a huge and rapidly growing field. Fintech, financial technologies. From mobile payments and online banking to cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance. Fintech simplifies access to financial services, making them more transparent and accessible. If you see how payments, investments, lending, or personal financial management can be improved, there are tons of opportunities here. Sustainable development and green technologies. Climate change and growing environmental awareness are creating enormous demand for eco-friendly products, renewable energy sources, waste recycling technologies, and energy-efficient solutions. This isn't just a trend, it's a necessity, and the market for such solutions will only grow. Remote work and digital nomads. The pandemic has forever changed our relationship with work. There's huge demand for tools for remote collaboration, virtual offices, solutions for managing distributed teams, and services for digital nomads. Metaverses and virtual augmented reality, VR/AR. While still relatively new areas, they promise to revolutionize our leisure, education, work, and social interaction. Ideas for content, tools for creating virtual worlds, or applications for AR shopping. This is just the beginning. How to spot trends. Read specialized publications, e.g. TechCrunch, Wired, The Verge. Follow news from major tech companies and subscribe to relevant experts on social media. And don't just read, think about how these trends might impact your life and the problems you can solve. Ask yourself, how can this new technology help people? Or, what new problem will arise when this trend becomes mainstream, and how can I solve it? Personal experience and passions, your unique expertise, your trump card. Sometimes the best idea is right under your nose. Your personal experience, hobbies, passions, professional expertise, these are a treasure trove of unique insights. Nobody knows your daily life or the specifics of your job better than you. Your hobbies. Are you an avid gamer? Perhaps you see how streaming platforms can be improved or new tools developed for content creators. Are you into sports? Maybe you'll notice a need for a new fitness app or a device for tracking results. Your profession. Every industry has its internal problems that only specialists know about. If you work in finance, you might see how to automate tedious reports. If you're a teacher, you might come up with a new teaching method that makes the process more interesting and effective. Your life experience, moving to a new country, having a child, battling a chronic illness, each such experience is unique and gives you a deep understanding of certain problems and needs. Perhaps your solution will help thousands or millions of people facing the same challenges. Example: the founders of Airbnb were initially just trying to pay their rent in San Francisco. When they were short on cash, they decided to rent out air mattresses in their living room during a major conference when all hotels were booked. This was their personal experience of financial difficulty and an observation of a pain point: lack of accommodation. They turned this need into a multi-billion-dollar business based on the idea of renting out spare rooms. They didn't know they would create a giant. They were simply solving their personal problem. When you're deeply immersed in a field, you see it from the inside. You understand nuances that are not obvious to outsiders. This gives you a competitive advantage. Your knowledge, your connections in that field, and your genuine passion will become a powerful driving force for your startup. Don't neglect your personal experience. It could be the source of your biggest idea. Ideas are in the air. Your time has come. So, ideas don't just come to those who meditate on mountaintops or sit in garages. They are everywhere. In news about new technologies, in your hobbies, in kitchen conversations. The most important thing is to open your eyes and ears. Start looking at the world not as a consumer, but as a creator. What can be improved? What problem can be solved? What new value can be brought? Make it a habit to write down every interesting thought, even if it seems crazy. Today's crazy idea could become tomorrow's million-dollar innovation. Remember, finding an idea is only the first step. The most interesting part comes next: how to validate this idea and ensure it's truly worth your efforts. But more on that in the next section. For now, let your imagination run wild. The world awaits your solutions.